Gnome Alone. So this movie follows a girl named Chloe who moves into a big house that looks like one of those haunted houses that's on top of a hill. And as she lives there, in her first day, she finds this magical crystal called the Keystone. And as the rest of her day goes on, she learns that there's a bunch of gnomes living in her house, and that these gnomes are fighting the forces of these evil other dimension creatures called Trogs. And essentially, she loses the keystone and she has to get it back and help the gnomes defeat the Trogs. So that's the basic plot of this movie. Chloe moves into her house, she finds out about the trolls and their battle against the Trogs and how the keystone was stopping their dimension portals from opening up and her trying to get it back. There's a little bit more with her having to decide to be one of the popular kids or try to fit in with the popular kids or just being herself. But that part of the movie doesn't really work, and it's kind of, it almost feels a little forced in because they don't really focus on it too much. It's just like a few scenes in my honest opinion. But overall, this movie was an okay movie. The animation is standard. There's nothing overly bad about it. They have some good things. I like how the phone screens look. They had some nice textures, at least in my opinion. The characters are fine. You have the main character, Chloe, and the gnomes, and her neighbor, Liam. They're the main characters. The three mean popular girls, stereotypes, normal things you see in the movies. They're like overly whatever. We don't care. We're mean and junk like that. Yeah, but overall they work for the story they're trying to tell. But I think the story is where this movie kind of falters. Like, it could have been a lot better, but there's not much substance there. Like I said, Chloe loses the keystone, or she gives it to one of the popular girls, and instead of going and demanding it back, she's just kind of playing along with this girl who's just kind of toying with her. She's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah." So it kind of gets annoying. There's, you have these supposedly big stakes, but Chloe doesn't take him seriously. And a lot of this movie is kind of fluffed. Like, they spend a lot of time hunting down Throgs, but it's just kind of like fun and everything. Like, you have this super long montage. It's like almost 5 minutes, I swear, which is one of the scenes where they hunt down the Trogs. I like the ending where things start getting more interesting. That's something I really enjoyed. I kind of wish they did more with that, because when they're trying to get that keystone or whatever, it just seems like they're just wasting time, because she's like, "Oh, well, I'm going to get it from this girl, but she's not going to give it to me until the dance." And they're like, "Oh, the dance is like 5 hours away," and they waste a bunch of time. It's just like, it seems kind of pointless. But towards the end of the movie, it gets a little bit more interesting. They get more stuff happens, a little bit more character development and everything. And I thought that's when the movie really shined, when they're just kind of wasting time doing nothing. It just kind of seems like, is this really a big deal? The gnomes aren't even like demanding it. At this point, I'd be like, because it's supposed to be this big end of the world thing, because if they don't get this crystal back, the portals will open bigger and bigger, and more Trogs will come out, and they'll just eat everything. So it's supposed to be like this big end of the world events, but it doesn't really seem like it. The characters don't make it seem like it's that important. Like, the gnomes, they should be like, "Come on, you need to go, you need to go, you need to go," but they just casually mention every once in a while, and it just looks like they're having a bunch of fun or whatever. I understand it's supposed to be fun and lighthearted movie, but at the same time, it's just like, it feels like there's no stakes at all. And that's not, unless, or until we get to the end of the movie, that's where things kind of, like I said, pick up, and that's where I really enjoyed this movie, like the end of it. I don't want to give spoilers of what happens, but I thought it was really interesting and cool and kind of fun, and I kind of wish they spent more time there and doing stuff like that. I think that would have been more interesting than them just kind of going along and essentially wasting time. But overall, like I said, it's a decent movie. It's a decent watch. If you have nothing better to watch, you can definitely go check it out. Say it's not overly bad. It's just like, I guess you would say mediocre. It's like right there on the fence from actually being a really, really good movie with repeated watches. But overall, it just, like, a lot of the stuff they do, you've seen before. You could probably recognize what's going to happen. But it's entertaining for the most part. Like I said, I just wish the story wasn't as fluffy and they had more substance to it. I think that would have been more interesting. But overall, the movie works, and that's a good thing. So not bad. So I give this movie a 6. Yeah, a 6 out of 10. Not bad. Like I said, just average movie. Nothing super special, but still, entertaining watch. So I guess I would recommend it if you got nothing else going on. Interesting if nothing else. The title alone is very interesting. Obviously, they just took it to get attention. But like I said, a 6 out of 10. Not a horrible movie. Could have been a lot better, but it works for what they're doing, and it's not a bad movie. I didn't hate it, and I wasn't just like, man, this movie's so dumb, like a bad movie. But what are you gonna do? Mediocre movie, but decent. Okay, so if you watched this movie, what did you think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you love Romeo and Juliet better than this movie? I don't know, gnomes. Goosebumps ruined gnomes for me, by the way. I hate gnomes. Okay, so let me know what you thought of the movie. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out. Hey, if you like this video, we have several other awesome videos you can check out. And again, thanks for watching.